What is up, everybody? It is Og here, back with another video, and in today's video we are taking a look at another potential TBC leak. It seems like it's pretty much daily now, and it kind of lines up with what Nano said actually in a recent tweet. So I'll definitely have the link to this down below here, but if you look at this tweet real quick, Nano about a week ago, 10 days ago I guess, said that one way or another, I think we'll all be talking about classic TBC scheduled by New Year's. And so I didn't think that this was actually going to be realistic. But then Staysafe yesterday, and shout out to Staysafe, made a video saying that he had been informed through independent sources that it sounds like TBC is going to be coming in May 4th. And so if you guys haven't checked out his video yet, definitely check it out. I will have a link down in the description down below. Basically, it talks about when TBC may be coming out. And so he runs through the dates that were given to him, and it's a TBC release in May 4th with a beta coming in mid-February. Now, I think this is interesting because BlizzConline is February 19th to the 20th, which means that they would have to have the TBC beta going on during BlizzConline, and that would potentially detract in viewership to BlizzConline. All right, because the big announcement that a lot of people have been anticipating for BlizzConline is that TBC would be coming out. And so if they were to release these at the same time, there's a pretty decent chance that they would, lose some of the viewership at BlizzConline. So I'm not 100% sure about the timing for the beta. Maybe the beta comes out right after BlizzConline. Maybe it is there by BlizzConline. We'll have to wait and see. But if this is actually true, that it's coming out on May 4th, that means the timeline is drastically moved up. And so honestly, it kind of means that we have to start prepping. So let's look at some ways that we could start prepping for TBC. So some of these methods for preparation are going to be pretty conventional. Some of them might not be so conventional, but hopefully these can help you kind of get a baseline idea for where to start. We're still waiting on a lot of information about whether or not we can transfer over gold, whether or not we can transfer over toons. And so a lot of this is going to be speculative, but if you guys are looking for some prep to do along with your Nax farming, these are some ideas of things you could do now to get ready for, TBC as we wait for more information to be released about what's actually going to happen. So the very first thing is going to be leveling up toons. Now there's two different reasons for this. The very first is, well, if you ever wanted a different toon to play, if you wanted a warlock, warrior, druid, etc., if you wanted them to be ready to go for TBC, you might as well level it up now. If we're on a crunch timeline to May, that means, we have 5 months. It's plenty of time to level up. But if you want to get us some gear and get it prepped for TBC on release, you're probably going to want to get that toon leveled up, especially if you want to do multiple toons. Another big benefit about leveling up toons is that the profession cap for being able to have max professions is raised to 50. So currently, if you have a level 35 toon, you can max out your professions and just leave those toons at 35. So it doesn't take too long to get to 35. You can get Mooncloth cooldowns, you can get Transmute cooldowns, etc. In TBC, the way that it works is level 50, which means that if you want to get prepped for all that and you want to make some serious gold, because professions are going to be one of the best ways to make money in TBC, you're going to want to get those toons prepped to be level 50. So that means on your main server, have a bunch of toons at level 50 or higher ready to go when TBC comes out, so you can maximize their professions and make a ton of gold when it comes out. We don't know if we can transfer over gold yet, but we'll definitely be able to make gold once TBC starts. So why am I saying to level toons? Well, in the most recent survey, we weren't asked if we wanted fresh TBC servers. We were asked if we wanted fresh classic servers. And Blizzard, I feel like, can probably, this is purely speculative, but probably lean towards letting us transfer over our characters. I think that they would receive a lot of backlash if a lot of people spend a lot of time in Classic prepping for TBC, leveling up toons for TBC, having their own toons that they farmed all this gear on, spent all this time, and then weren't able to transfer over their characters in some fashion. Whether it be to separate servers, whether it just be to a rollout of the TBC server on their current server, I think that Blizzard's likely strategy is just going to be a TBC roll. Now again, that's purely speculative, so let me know if you think differently down in the comments down below. I know some people would definitely like to see fresh servers, but I think that if they impose some limits on gold, I think that it'd be perfectly fine to do so. The second strategy, and a bit more unconventional, is going to be level up toons on different servers. And so with, TBC coming out, This might bring back a lot of the player base that might have quit Classic. Additionally, there might be some new people who are excited to play. Maybe some of your old friends who you now can play TBC with, they might be excited to play. And so you guys can figure out what server do you want to go to. Maybe you're on a PvP server, want to go to a PvE server. Maybe you're on a East Coast server, want to go to West Coast server, or vice versa, or European to US, whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to start leveling up new toons and looping up with the people that you're going to be leveling up with along the way to go to appropriate servers. I personally have a bunch of toons on a bunch of different servers just for my world record challenge, and so I'll be playing a lot of servers myself, and it's honestly fun to be able to play with more people, and so that's one way that you can prep. This third way is going to be a bit more unconventional. And so if you guys haven't seen the world record that I recently did, definitely check out the link down in the description down below. But basically, coin turn-ins are disgusting experience. So a lot of people are already going to be 60, but basically the coin turn-in quest for the ZG coin turn-ins is, by the quest definition, still available to net about 5 million XP per hour, depending on how fast you can click. And so if you look at this from Wowhead right here, it shows that the difficulty starts at 58, which is accurate, and potentially goes green at 63 and gray at 72. Now, we don't know how Blizzard is going to treat these turn-in quests. However, if we are able to continue to do these turn-in quests, you in theory can go all the way to 70. So I imagine that they're going to impose some kind of restrictions. The experience also will decrease at 63 and continue scaling down all the way to 70, so it may be very expensive to go all the way up to 70 with these turn-ins, but this may be a potential leveling method for your main, but also for your alts. Now, I personally 100% recommend leveling your main through, the normal Outlands experience. Don't sit there and just do a bunch of turn-ins. Enjoy the game. This is why we play the game. It's not to get to 70 the fastest. It's to enjoy the game. However, if you have future alts, this may be a potential leveling solution going higher. Additionally, if they turn this off, this also might mean that you can't go from 58 to 60, meaning it might be more difficult to go from 58 to 60 post the TBC release. The fourth method is just going to be pure gold farming. We do not know if we can bring over gold yet. The easiest solution for Blizzard would be to say yes, because it's just less things that they have to manage, right? If they don't have to limit the amount of gold you can bring over, it's just easier for them. And, while my user base may be pretty into the boosting and gold farming scene, because that's what we've been focusing on with Classic a bunch, that might not be the rest of the Classic kind of experience, and especially for people getting ready for TBC. So, maybe that is something that potentially could happen. I personally think that there should be a cap of about 5,000 gold, and there should be BOP items, no BOE items, just so that we don't break the economy when we go into TBC. But it's going to purely depend if Blizzard decides to do this or not. And so gold farming is a legitimate way to get ready for TBC, to have large stockpiles of gold, to be able to buy consumables, to be able to buy gear, to be able to buy mounts. Mounts are going to cost 5K to have, the flight training as soon as you hit. Actually, I think you can even get it earlier than 70 eventually, so it's going to be interesting to see which patch comes out. So those are going to be some things that we're definitely going to have to wait and find out what Blizzard's stance is going to be, but some potential ways that we can start grinding up and prepping for TBC as well. And the last and fifth method to prep for TBC is definitely going to be the most unconventional method. However, I think it has some merit, and that is going to be practicing arenas. One big part of TBC is going to be the PvP scene. Arenas are going to be huge, and I personally have talked several times in my stream about the potential of TBC, bringing back the competitive arena area. Esports are popping off right now, and they're becoming huge, and I think that it's not too wild to say that it's potential for, TBC arenas to actually play a major role in the WoW esports scene. And so if you want to start prepping, a lot of the things carry over from Arena regardless of what season it is. Obviously, there's new abilities in Shadowlands, so it's not going to be the same. But there are some things that carry over. For mages, for example, we have water elementals, right? Water elementals are going to be carrying over to TBC. And so, if you want to run Frost, get prep for that, you definitely can. But more holistically, arenas, one of the biggest things you need to focus on with your arenas is just your situational awareness, your positioning, your, field of vision. And you're going to hear a lot of, top PvPers talk about the field of vision, because quite often you start off looking at a very centralized spot. You're looking at your character, what's going on right around you, but you're missing, a cyclone being cast that you could have silenced, kind of example, right? You're missing the other things going on around you. And so expanding your field of vision and just getting used to the speed of arenas through Shadowlands is honestly probably going to be a really good way to prep for PvP, and that's kind of the way that I've been looking at it myself. And so I'm doing my Road to Gladiator series where I try to go and get back to Glad in Shadowlands right now, basically to try to prep for PvP and TBC, because I want to go very hard in TBC in arenas. So this is definitely a more unconventional kind of route. Obviously not all the abilities and, some of the burst might carry over perfectly, but RMP is going to be a great strategy if you're playing a mage for a comp to run. And there's going to be a lot of things that do carry over towards TBC as far as just, overall PvP with arena goes. So hopefully this helps you guys get some ideas on ways to prep for TBC, both conventional and unconventional. If you guys haven't, definitely check out Staysafe's video for more information about the possible dates for it being leaked. Again, that'll be linked down in the description down below. And if you guys want to, prep for TBC with me, as well as check out the arenas and some Mythic Plus dungeons and things like that, definitely check out the Twitch. Feel free to ask me any question you guys have down in there. I'll have the link down below and pop it up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below if you guys have any other ideas for ways to prep for TBC. I'm pretty pumped, even if this is just speculative news. If it actually does come out in May, that's just all the more sooner, right? I was expecting in July or August, and so that means TBC is sooner, and it's just going to be amazing. So I'm pretty pumped, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.